Our big day in recruiting today is Monday. So the morning started off with probably not the flip people thought it was going to start off with, but the Gators grabbed 4-star linebacker Ty Jackson out of Loxahatchee, Seminole Ridge High School. He had previously been committed to USC.
Oh.
Yeah. He committed previously to USC. He said the proximity from home was a real factor in that decision-making. But again, between him, Aaron Childs, Miles Graham, and what this linebacker crew looks like, the Florida's really building out, the Florida Gators, are really building out a very strong core there at the linebacker position. But again, great get for him. Said that Austin Armstrong kept his foot on the gas the whole time, never stopped recruiting. And, just a huge get for the Gators. And like I said, probably not a flip that was expected maybe this early or today, but On3 has him ranked as the 95th best player in the country. ESPN has him ranked as the 54th best player in the country and the number 1 linebacker in the country. So, gentlemen, any thoughts on Ty Jackson?
Linebacker room's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's just. I think he's a hybrid. I think he could play. Of course, he could put him at linebacker, but he also could play some star, a little bit of safety. He's just a hybrid athlete, man. I thought we should have landed him back in August when he originally committed, but he ended up committing after that Miami game. We got embarrassed in front of all the girls, so nobody wanted to commit to us because we just looked crazy out the Miami, jumping over on all our furniture. They was talking crazy style recruits in this stand. So we ended up losing out to him to USC. But you got to keep recruiting. That's one thing I like about this staff. They're going to recruit all the way to the wire, even past the wire. And you end up getting them in the transfer portal if you recruit them past the wire. But this is a Palm Beach County kid right here in my neck of the woods in Loxahatchee. We all know, like, if you're in Palm Beach County, if you know, this kid's the best football player in Palm Beach County. Straight up dog. Yeah, I think you could play. He's so versatile. He's so quick. He's so fast. Just a see ball, get ball guy. You could put him at star linebacker. He could grow into that position. But right now, he could play star, safety, linebacker, anywhere, any of those spots. Kind of like John Boston coming out of high school.
A little would probably is going to have to add, no matter where he plays, a lot to his frame right now. 6'1 and a quarter, just 197 pounds. So I think wherever he ultimately ends up, he'll have to add some weight. But if you watch him play, he's just got a knack for the game. He knows where he needs to be. He's exceptionally athletic. He's a great tackler. 378 tackles in his first 3 seasons of playing football. 6 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, 5 forced fumbles, 4 interceptions. So recruited by the best of the best, holds offers from USC, Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, you name it, he has it. So again, this is one of the best linebackers, at least athletes, in not only just the state of Florida, but in the country. So huge get for Austin Armstrong, huge get for the Florida Gators defensive side of the ball.
Corey, do we know, is he an early guy? Early enrollee?
Yeah, I think he's an early enrollee.
I believe he is, yeah.
He's battling injury right now, so I think he has some hamstring stuff that end up causing him the end of the season, but he should be healthy and ready to go for spring football if he early enrolls. But
get him in the weight room, that's it.
You want to get football players, and I think this staff is doing a good job of getting guys that are ready to contribute early. He's a guy that come in while we don't need him in either position, whether he's playing star or linebacker. He is a guy that can, if it's called upon, can contribute early. Straight up football player, a gangster. He was a 5-star before we got him, right?
That's it.
Your old job, Nick. They be playing games with us a little bit, but before he committed to us, he was a 5-star, but now he's a 4-star. We'll take it though.
Yeah,
I don't work for a site that has stars anymore.
They're all 5 stars in your heart, right, Nick?
Maybe 6. Maybe 6 stars.
Wow. All right. I love that.
Save the 6-star for the punters.
That's right. After that, not long after, the Gators grabbed another flip. So again, Ty Jackson flips from USC this morning. Then Jahari Medlock from Atlanta, Georgia, Charles Drew High School offensive tackle, flipped from Cincinnati, who he'd been committed to since June. This one was predicted probably a few weeks ago, but he's a 3-star guy on all of the sites. On3 has him ranked as, and that's what we're going to go with because it's the highest number, as the 34th best offensive tackle in the country, offered by Georgia, Cincinnati, Georgia State. That's all that's on his website there. So again, Florida needs players in the trenches. They are probably, for the first time since we've been doing the show, but maybe even longer, actually finally have some depth beyond the starters. And they signed a big class last year with some guys that have a lot of talent, guys that you haven't seen this year, Jason Zandamela, a number of them. So being able to add a guy that's got a developmental body, right now 6'5", 275 pounds. So a guy that we might see in 2-3 years, but you needed somebody on the offensive line. You went and got him. Any thoughts on Jahari Medlock?
Yeah,
it's
long,
okay,
lean.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I know that, it's an offensive tackle that's going to need some time.
Yeah. Long, lean. They got a couple tackles. And I think offensive line is a developmental position. For sure. For a lot of these guys, they're the biggest players in high school. They're not going to be challenged physically like they will be when they step on campus. Right. So I think it's the biggest position that you have to recruit with an eye on the future. And hey, 6'5", 275, you're not playing tackle in the SEC at that. So you're looking at him, if you're recruiting him, okay, I like that frame. I like his footwork. I like the
project a little bit,
the God-given tools that you're projecting. But Florida's got a bunch of guys, like you said, Dan, from this last cycle that they really, really like. They like Noah Portagine. They like what's his name? He was from Maryland. I'm forgetting his name. Freshman tackle.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Nobody else does, but that's bad radio.
No, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up here. Maybe chat can help us. Chat,
help.
Chat said they don't get paid.
Fletcher Westfall. Sorry, there you go.
Well, yeah, Fletcher Westfall. Yeah,
Fletcher Westfall. They like Caden Jones a lot as well. He's a redshirt freshman, so there's a bunch of young guys. Now you might be a little inexperienced. If Austin Barber leaves, if Jake Slaughter leaves,
Brandon Crenshaw
Dixon's done. This is his last year of eligibility.
Into the workforce.
If you can get Slaughter or Barber back, you still have time to work these other guys in. But they do really like the freshman class of this year in terms of what they think that they got. They think they nailed all of their offensive line signees from last year based on what they've seen in practice.
Yeah, just going through that room real quick, guys that you might see in the future. Jason Zandamela, Bryce Leva, who we've seen quite a bit this year, Mike Williams, Christian Williams, Devin Manuel, a transfer for Arkansas, who we haven't seen much of this year. Austin Barber could potentially have one more year. I actually think that Austin Barber has a chance of coming back just based on the year, but I know he may not want to be here, but I get that. Let's see, Caden Jones, Fletcher Westfall, Damian George could theoretically play one more year. Rod Kearney, who we've seen as well. Noah Portagine. Cam Waits has another year. Could he figure it out? Obviously, we've seen Najee Harris, Marcus Mazcall, and Enoch Wongoy from England.
Bryce Lovett,
Jacksonville. Yeah, no, I mentioned him first, actually. Yeah. So a lot of players there, right? So you can afford to have some developmental guys. Still looking for that top flight offensive lineman. I know Jason Zandamela was ranked really highly, came to UF via USC,
the future.
But yeah, so, but want to see some more, but getting a guy like that, good frame, played good competition, should be able to make hopefully a potential impact for the University of Florida. Any thoughts on him before we get to the final flip? And then we got one more discussion on a flip after that.
No, I don't have any lies for the offensive line. Do think we need to just up tick it a little bit. I like that we're getting commits, and this is a guy they were on before. We entered this, I would say, situation where we in as far as trying to flip the scene with recruiting. They've been on this kid for a while. he ended up going to Cincinnati, and us losing out on him was because of how the season was going a little bit. But we gotta like just uptick the quality of offensive linemen that we're in it for. You know, Rob Sell, we got 2 offensive line coaches. They just got to recruit a little bit better, but do like that we're getting bodies, developmental bodies. I think the staff overall evaluates very well. So I don't want to say the kid's not good because they evaluate good. So
no, there's a
more
lot
guys that. I think we just uptick our ceiling and our talent pool of what we got on campus. If we could just get those guys that's higher up on our I would say want list,
the priority list.
Priority list, right? Yeah. Once you get down to like 4, 5, 6 on your priority list, I mean, you missed out on a lot of guys. So you're evaluating well. And while the 5 and 6 guy on your evaluating list is hitting, what if you hit on 1 and 2 on your list, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think we just need to like just get a little better with closing and finishing the offensive line room.
I know for fans that maybe don't follow it as much, I know Solomon Thomas, a Florida State commit, offensive tackle, is a guy that's still flirting with Florida. There's still potentially a chance there. He's also looking at LSU.
A guard, right?
Oh, maybe you're right. You're right. He is a guard. 5-star, one of the top rated offensive linemen in the country. So that's a guy, Florida, you got to win these battles. You got to try to get him from Florida State. You got to up the bags, right, Corey? Up the bags.
Got up the bags.
And finally, go ahead.
Billy's buyouts right there. So that's what they're using.
That's what they said. That's what they said. And then finally, Corey, I know you like this guy, Muizz Tounkara, who's a 3-star recruit out of League City, Texas, Clear Springs High School. Previously committed to Arizona, 6'3", 195 pounds, has 30 receptions, 455 yards on this season, 379 yards in the return game. He is going to be joining 2 other 4-stars in this class, Vernell Brown and Nashawn Montgomery. But Corey, I know that you're pretty high on this kid and you think that maybe he should be a 4-star. What are your thoughts on Muizz Tounkara, which I'm almost positive.
If he ain't a 4-star, they got to like just cancel 4 stars out. Track kid, top end speed, borderline 6'4", out of Texas. He's playing big league football out there. If you look on the tape, they're bracketing him 3 guys to try to stop him from going, up.
That was nuts. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But this kid just got it all. Even when you check out his workout film, just a lot of agility for a guy that's almost 6'4". We've been judging the recruiting at the receiver position while we've been hitting on some high 4-stars. It's been smaller guys. So they've answering that bell of a taller guy that got the ability. I don't think this is no developmental get. Then I think this is the guy that could come in year 1, contribute, bring something to the table. A lot like I thought of Tank Hawkins and some of the other guys that they brought in that were polished but smaller guys. This is a bigger guy that I think can contribute right away. He know who Lagway is. He from Texas. So I think it's an overall good get. Just a great eval. I'm not going to get caught up in the star ranking and who he was committed to. You can get caught up in that, but I cut on tape. I see it for myself. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for this staff. As y'all already know, kid can flat out ball. We got a killer.
Yeah, it's the evaluations, and you've said this before, Corey, the evaluations at receiver have been on point. Chef's kiss.
That's what Billy made his money at. That's how Billy is who he is as a wide receiver coach at Bama. Like that's how he made his killing. And
now the recruiting is, hey, have you seen number 2? You want to go catch passes from him?
Right.
2 makes my job recruiting receivers a lot easier.
100%.
A lot easier.
Yeah, man.
Nick Saban used to be able to recruit by reading his Wikipedia page. Billy just says, like, hey, here's the ESPN film from last week. You want to catch his when I catch passes from him?
Like, watch him shake off like 3 defenders and throw a dime.
And I think that's a good pickup, though, man. We had all that speed, and we got a great receiver coach over there at Florida. He's developed a lot of great receivers, like on the low. Like it's not been crazy flashy. Yeah, but he's made a lot of dudes like up their game. So I'm definitely interested to see, especially once he gets around all the other guys. Like you said, we got other great commits in this class. That's gonna push him throughout his time being here. So I think it's a good pickup overall.
Yeah, I think Gators probably going to have to still go in the transfer portal, probably grab 1 or 2 guys there. But there's a lot of talent in that room, and adding Vernell Brown III into that room is as well as Muizz, and if Nashawn Montgomery makes it to campus as well. Again, you want to reload, but you're right. He made Ricky Pearsall a lot of money. He's going to help Elijah Badger make a lot of money. Shim DK looks great in this offense. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity for those guys. And then finally, so that's 7 commits for the Gators in the last 2 weeks. They are now ranked 19th overall in the country. On 3, there was a couple of recruiting prediction machines put in for 4-star running back Byron Lewis from the 954 from American Heritage High School, currently committed to Florida State since September, was in town for the LSU game, was in town for this last week. The Gators right now have 2 commits at the running back position. Waltez Clark out of Tampa. And then they have the other guy whose name I'm forgetting right now. But adding a third, Chad Gasper at a full shear. Yeah. So Gasper is coming off of a knee injury, probably may not even play next season. Should he make it to UF, you lose Montreal Johnson. There could be some other changes in that room too. You want to make sure you have a full stable of backs, but Byron Lewis from the 954 plays at American Heritage. He plays some great schools, ranked as Rivals has him as the 9th best running back in the country. So that's pretty cool. So potential chance there. So that would be what, 1, 2, 3. Would that be the 4th player we flipped from FSU? Should that happen for the Gators?
Called IHOP, baby.
Piling on,
Called
man.
IHOP. Just flipping pancakes.
Piling on. Yeah, I kick a man while he's down. Like it's just only right in rivalries.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
I like I think the running backs we got right now are very good running backs. And I think we keep just those 2, we're fine. But piling on talent is just, and playing keep away is a thing that you should just do. That's what Bama's been doing for years. That's what Georgia's been doing for years. So to be able to pull this kid away from Florida State, I think would be a great get. Just keeping one away from your rival, and also getting one from a program like American Heritage, trying to build some type of continuity and pipeline down there. It just makes sense, man. And also, just you got Trammell, the quarterback, offensive lineman. We talked about with Solomon Thomas, running back, just grabbing a nice little core from Florida State while your rivals down, just stings a little bit more. So I need that in my life.
Right.
I love that. So, guys, we get to the end of the show here. Any final thoughts before we head out?
Real quick question for Jordan. Where did FSU rank for you in terms of rivals?
They're definitely top 2. It's definitely between them and Georgia, just because I used to just love the Georgia rivalry. Like the game itself is just an amazing feeling, but it's definitely between them and Georgia for sure.
Then Tennessee, right?
Yeah, Tennessee, but I've always got the best of them, so I ain't